Good afternoon, everybody. You're welcome to the Diva Stadium for this afternoon's game between Chester and Chorley. Myself, Pete, back in the hot seat alongside Ewan. First of all, Happy New Year, Ewan. Happy New Year to everyone listening in. I've said it about 15 times this week, but it's an absolute eternity since we last had a game. Way back when, the 30th of December, Harry Ibbotson the hero on that day, and after such a long time away, it feels good to be back, doesn't it?
Yeah, Happy New Year, Pete. Yeah, I should say it's been almost an eternity since that 2-1 win at home to Marine. Obviously, last year it was now. But, I mean, it's an interesting one today because Chester come into this game, obviously, off the back of losing two straight games 1-0. Charlie haven't had a game in 18 days, so 12th and 13th in the table. Could be a real scrappy game today, but hopefully it's a good one.
Yeah, I said to Andy Priest in his pre-match interview, these are the games that we look forward to. We hope these are the games that Chester look forward to. It might not be a classic on the field, but it's certainly one you can get up for. Cast your eyes back to that it was our first home game of the season, wasn't it? A 4-0 win against Chester. The game was, I suppose, 3-0. Sorry, you've corrected me there. It was somewhat underpinned by the fact that Jack Bainbridge was sent off in the early stages and Chester never really recovered from that. Looking at Chorley's record here in recent years, doesn't make for great reading. Of course, last year we fell to a defeat here with Tom Carr getting a late consolation, but feels very different this year. Both teams only separated by a goal difference, 12th and 13th respectively in the league, whereas gentleman told us earlier on, I think Chester were 3rd or 4th and Chorley was 7th last year, so not very much to split the two teams in terms of, well, nothing at all to split the two teams, but it also shows that in and around that top 7 and above and below, there's very little to separate the two teams. In terms of the team news, Ewan, any real surprises from where you're sat?
Not particularly, obviously, from an outside point looking in. We've seen Ibbotson coming for Carr, but Carr obviously with a bit of a knock at the minute. Does see both starts. So it'll be interesting to see how Ibbotson hits the ground running today. I thought he did really well against Marine, obviously coming on, I think, at half time, wasn't it, for Papula? So them two starting today, I think it's probably the first time that those two will have started the game together. So it'll be interesting to see how they bounce off each other really up top.
I think it's one of those games where obviously Tom Carr not quite 100% ready to go. So Harry comes in and it feels like he's been growing and growing. Now, incidentally, his loan is due to expire today. We haven't yet had confirmation as to whether Harry's loan will be extended, but potentially that could be one that's brewing in the offing over the next week. And Taylor O'Kane's in. He's played for both clubs. He's fit enough to be selected and to be on the bench. It's a good addition, and it's nice to see that bench Ewan is particularly strong. I would say we've looked at opposition benches over the last few weeks, months, and looked at it and said, like the Fylde bench on Boxing Day, how strong their bench is compared to Chorley's. Now you look at them today, and I think Chorley have probably got a better bench than Chester this afternoon, I would have to argue. Just
Yeah, I
waiting
think
on the two teams to come out. But yeah, I think there's certainly strength in depth there from Andy Priest.
yeah, it's probably the first time, maybe since I'm trying to think when George Horbury probably got injured back against Hereford. Probably the first time where we've had depth for almost every position on the bench.
I think it's one where, you look at the likes, no disrespect to the likes of Noel Brindle and Sonny Reeves, but it's a full first team, full strength. Here come the two teams. Matt Irwin leading out the Chorley faithful and Declan Weeks of Chester. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome along to the Diva Stadium for this afternoon's game between Chester and Chorley. It's the one that we've all been waiting for. I'm just grateful that we've got a game on a Saturday for a change. But Chorley in the burgundy away strip, Chester in all blue. And Ewan, it promises to be a good game, and the Chorley supporters are in fine song already.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the game which a lot of Charlie fans have been looking forward to for a little while now, especially that having a game for the past 3 weeks or so. As we keep saying, it's got real markings this to be a closely fought game. Obviously, two teams who've probably, no disrespect to either of them, underperformed their expectations so far this season, but what a great way it'd be today to kick the season to form by getting a win here.
Confirmation as well in terms of the team news at Chorley. It's just the one change. Tom Carr out And Harry Ibbotson comes in. Taylor O'Kane's fit enough for a spot on the bench. And as for Chester, they've been very much all changed over recent weeks. The shape's been changing, the personnel's been changing. We've had rotten luck with injuries. Signed somebody last week. He made his debut at Scarborough, and after 39 minutes, he was injured. Now, he did make a signing yesterday, centre half, and he's not got the nod this afternoon. So it's pretty much a back four for Chester of Murray Jones in goal, Kelly Evans at right back, Woodthorpe at the back alongside Festus Arthur, and then with Tom Leake as well, so it's likely to be Woodthorpe at the left. Then in midfield, Weeks alongside Shrimpton, and then in forward positions, Murray, Woods, Jones, and Tom Pearce, who has a really good record of scoring against Chorley. Hopefully that doesn't continue this afternoon. Moments away from kickoff here, just getting on with the coin toss as Tom Walker trundles over nearest to us.
The sun's shining here today at the Diva Stadium.
And it's weird, we are already into the second half of the season, aren't we? But it kind of feels like it starts today, doesn't it? This is the opportunity to start getting a run going. The games are really going to come thick and fast over the next few weeks and months. And it starts today. We don't have the game next Tuesday now at Telford, but get a win today, get a win next Saturday against Darlington back on home soil, and all of a sudden you get yourself back into the picture. It's about getting the run, and where does the run start from? And hopefully, from a Chorley point of view, it's today.
Yeah, what a great place it'd be to come and get 3 points. Moments away from kickoff here. Tom Walker's going to get the game underway.
Surely going to be kicking from left to right, off and running here at the Diva Stadium, and straight away, long ball over the top from Mark Ellis towards Ibbotson, and Chorley have possession. It's in the air. Today's referee is Mr. Lewis Griffiths, and he'll have to have a good firm grip on this game, you feel. It does have the game that historically can boil over.
Chester now with the ball at the back. Woodthorpe turns away from Walker and sends it forwards.
Immediately Chester trying to get him behind. The advantage isn't played by Griffiths, but Ewan Murray's darting down the left-hand side, swings in the cross, and Ellis clears it away for a throw. Surprised in some ways that the referee didn't pull that one back, or at least give some advantage to the host, Ewan.
No, yeah, I was surprised. It looked like Mark Ellis caught him a bit late as Tom Walker's battling to win the ball.
Yeah,
He does, but Chester come
go
away.
Against Tom Walker, and he's let that one go. Shouts of a handball, but Connor Woods, formerly of Southport, of course, on the ball. Murray could play this from Chester in towards the box from Pat Jones, and surely clear it. First opportunity for Angela Papula to run at Festus Arthur. He's done quite well there, forced it all the way back to George Murray Jones in goal, who extended his loan with the Seals through to the end of the season today.
It's a long kick forward. Warren Clark with the header into the feet of Lalkovic.
Like that from Scott Wilson. It was a little bit of a sly little nudge off the ball. Harry Ibbotson's given himself room to chase down the ball on the left-hand side here. He's got it, finds Slovakian Lalkovic, Warren Clark. Surely their first, I suppose, period of possession of the afternoon. And I think important that they settle down here quite quickly. Good piercing ball from Max Wilson. Another one who will be with Chorley for the remainder of the season. And that's a massive boost, isn't it, Ewan?
Yeah, it is. He's been really good, Max, since he's come in. You can tell for a young guy, he's got a really mature head on his shoulders. Lots of quality about him.
I always think back to that quote from Andy Priest, where I think we were coming back from an away game and his words were, "He is a man." Which sounds funny to say, but only 18, and with him now, and Walker gets the first time ball to pull into the balls the area. Markovic piercing ball back to Calverley. Chorley, McIntyre down on his haunches. Walker puts the ball across the face, and big shouts for a handball. Calverley leading the appeals for it. Nothing given, and Lalkovic has got it over on the opposite side, the far side, and Callum McIntyre was down on his haunches there. He wasn't happy with how his side dealt with that. Lalkovic again, keeping himself busy, swings the ball in, headed away by Piers, back in towards the area. Ellis is there.
Oh.
Murray Jones has got it. Andy Priest with his first outcry of the afternoon, 4 minutes into the game, and surely I feel when they get the ball into those areas, they probably have to do better, and that probably explains the frustration shown from Andy Priest.
Wilson's got to be careful here. He heads it away towards Ron Clark, who'll rump it forwards. Papula tries to touch it down, but the offside flag is up.
Papula perplexed, should we say, there at the offside flag.
But I mean, we saw there Chester sort of scrambling to get the ball away as soon as he went into the box there. Probably a bit of a positive sign for Andy Priest's side there. Just try and get the ball into the box, cause a few issues, these Chester defenders.
Keep you updated, of course, across the National League North this afternoon. Plenty of games going on, and
It's a challenge there
there's
by Warren
argument to
Clark.
be had there for an offside against Pat Jones, but Warren Clark defended it quite well in the end. No goals as yet. Oh, sorry, yes, there has been a goal. The top against bottom. South Shield have taken the lead against Leamington. Henley up against Woods. He's trying to be physical with him on the overlap. Ball across the face from Woodthorpe, and Ellis clears it back only as far as Woodthorpe, and Ewan Murray's got it. Opens up his body, finds Woods. Good interchanging play from Chester here, but the pass from Woods is a little bit lacking. Left-hand side. Back in from Woods again, blocked away by Calverley at the expense of a throw. And already you're in the patterns of play beginning to tell, aren't they? Chester trying to play the overlap, the underlap, little balls back and forward. Ewan Murray's gone down there.
Yeah.
Didn't look to be too much in that, and Lewis Griffith agrees. Oliver Bainbridge with the opening goal for South Shields, and Worksop Town also have taken the lead against Kidderminster Harriers on the road.
Stray pass there by Murray, and it's a throw in for Chorley deep in their own half.
It's one of them, isn't it? When they're playing these passages of play where it's quick, intricate, 1-2 touch passes, when they get it right, it looks great. But Murray there got it wrong, and throw it to Chorley. Adam Henley with it. 5.5 minutes gone. Chester 0, Chorley 0.
Ellis is going to have to clear here, and he does well.
Warren Clark puts it
Ibbotson
over towards
looks to have been maybe
Ibbotson.
fouled
He's
there.
brought down by Festus Arthur, and referee, I think he saw it, but he wasn't interested. Adam Henley being told to hold his horses, if you will, and not take too many yards out of it. But he has taken probably an extra 5 or 6, which often is the case. Ibbotson right-hand side is brought
done
down.
well, and he's won a foul.
Free kick given, set-piece opportunity for Chorley.
And I think against Marine, really saw some good deliveries from Tom Walker on set plays, so be interesting what he can do here. On the right-hand side, he's going to in-swing it with his left, sort of parallel to the edge of the box.
Here comes Walker, swings in the ball. It's a good ball. Behind, I think it's going to go out for a throw. Yeah, it will be a Chorley throw.
Walker will take the throw again.
Walker had the short one the last time out. This time it will be the long one. It's over towards Ellis. He's caught there. Lalkovic off his head. Wilson goes for goal off the shot.
Offside flag against Mark Ellis.
Against Mark Ellis. There was a very brief shout for a handball, but nothing given there.
Would be a Chester free kick inside the thrown box.
Those 2 goals to report at the moment in National League North.
Forward it goes by Murray Jones.
Piers trying to target Scott Wilson that time, and Connor Woods gets some encouragement from Callum McIntyre, and he's happy that he's just shielded the ball and won his side of throw. But Woodthorpe's throw is poor. As far as Max Wilson, Tom Walker gifted the ball back to the host, and Woods now down the left-hand side. right to
It's
the
gone out,
byline.
that, I think.
Delivery inside is poor. I think the
It's a goal kick.
linesman there just flagged the ball going out of play.
It's poor, that. From Connor Woods, really. Had the beating of Henley then. Just took an extra touch, which meant he went out of play.
But 9 minutes into the game, Ewan, this is probably the first period of a goal kick where we've been able to kind of catch a breath and have a minute without action going on. No real big chances for either side, but certainly a lot going on.
Yeah, you can tell, really, that both sides quite enjoy getting the ball into the box.
Oh,
There's a
chance
misplaced
here
header
for
there, and
Angelo
Papula's
Papula.
in. Oh, it's good goalkeeping.
Oh, a matter of inches away. If he could have just nipped him with his foot there and got a touch on it, he was round Murray Jones, and it would either have been a certain goal or at least a spot kick. So close, and it was good persistence from Papula to put Tom Leake under pressure, and it certainly worked that time.
Yeah, Murray Jones did really well there just to come out and sweep the ball up. As Ibbetson's breaking away with the ball on the right. Opts to go back to Tom Walker. Inside Walker goes.
Good play to Papula. What a
Good
flick that is
touch.
from Angelo Papula. Still in there. Oh, he goes for the dinked effort, and it's cleared away from Chester, and that's a chance for Papula there. He opened his body quite brilliantly, didn't he? Give himself a yard, and he's almost like Ousmane Dembele's goal from last night. I tried to scoop it up and over the goalkeeper, but it's not enough on the ball, and it's cleared away.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Papula grow with lots of confidence with the way he plays. It's a great first touch from him just to get away from the defender. Maybe the wrong decision to try and dink it over the keeper. Just not enough power on it, as you say, and it's cleared away from goal. But positive signs for Chorley here in the opening 11 minutes or so. Warren Clark volleys it clear. Ibbetson's up for it. He wins his header. It's cleared away though by Shrinton.
That time from Mark Ellis,
brings
and
it back.
Thumps it, doesn't he, down the line?
I'll tell you what, at the minute, it's looking like Ibbetson's got the beating of these Chester defenders in the air.
I think what I would say on that, Ewan, is that both Chorley's attacking players seem to be playing with a real confidence about them at this moment in time.
I don't see why not. So far, the Chester defence hasn't really done anything to sort of knock that confidence.
Ellis wins it away and goes back to Scott Wilson, who has to be careful there. In the end, Darlington have taken the lead against Alfred, and then so have Telford away at Curzon Ashton. So goals plenty in National League North, but either side here yet to open the scoring and break the deadlock. Fast as Arthur on the ball. Out wide. It's a really poor ball, that, though, isn't it, from the right fullback. Michael Kelly instantly, who signed for Chester early this week. Not in the squad. Probably makes a bit of sense, though. He signed for the Seals on loan from Boston United, but hasn't played for several months, so probably getting himself up to speed.
Referee just paused play there for a moment to let Mark Ellis get his boot back on.
Workshop have doubled their lead away at Kidderminster Harriers. Few would have predicted that, being the scoreline so early on at Agborough. Down the line from Warren Clark, goes towards Lalkovic. There's a shout for a boot in the face. Griffiths, the referee, not interested. The Chester player stayed down, and Lalkovic actually was the one who was looking to try and benefit from it, but I think eventually Mr. Griffiths, the man with the whistle,
I mean, it's one of those ones,
a head injury and a stop play.
It's going to be a drop ball, I think, for Warren Clark. He sends it forwards. Ibbotson wins his 50. He's lumped up in the air by Festus Arthur. It's not convincing whatsoever there by the centre-back. Larkovic puts a challenge in.
Lalkovic again keeping himself busy down the left, goes back to Warren Clark, and he's trying to find Lalkovic there, but too much to do, and it will be a Chester throw. West Ham United have taken the lead away at Tottenham Hotspur. Much needed goal for Nuno Espirito Santo's side as Chorley once again trying to come down that left-hand side with pressure. Ball really touched the moon, that one, but eventually Ewan out for a Chorley throw, and
Yeah, just
feel like Andy
none of the
Priest,
players can make it stick at the minute.
I think Andy Priest would be pretty happy with how his side have started the game here in terms of often you play here at Chester and it's the hosts who like to dominate possession and have the majority of the game. Well, surely haven't allowed an awful lot of that as yet.
Murray Jones now with the ball in hand. His kick's a bit skewed, but
He's got that all wrong, but he's got away with it. Henley playing the ball back over towards Tom Leake. It's back to Murray Jones, and
There's
again
another skewed.
his kicking's really poor. And just look at Callum McIntyre down there, Ewan. He's a the face tells you absolutely everything you need to know. It was the first to pop of the cheeks at the first kick, and the second one he just walked a couple of yards gingerly as if to say, "What the hell is he doing?" And he's given Chorley an opportunity here from a long throw, set piece opportunity. Clark over on that far side to take it in towards the box. It goes back to Tom Walker to go for goal. It's an absolutely venomous effort. He hit that absolutely plumbed into Ewan, but over the top.
Yeah, falls really kindly for Tom, probably where he'd want it. It's sort of on the half volley. Hits with a bit of curve, mostly power, and it just bends over that top left corner. Unlucky, but second chance of the game really for Charlie, where you said he probably could have tested the goal a bit better than what he did. It's Charlie win the ball again. Arthur heads it clear. Max Wilson and Larkovic going for the same ball. Wilson touches it down. Murray now with the ball for Chester. Tries to play it in behind. It's cut out. Scott Wilson gives it to Calver. Calverley's giving it away though.
Chance here for Chester. Woods down the left-hand side. He's going to go for the goal early. Held by Ewan. It's the first shot on target of the afternoon. 16 minutes into the game, and I have to feel like Connor Woods should have done better there.
Yeah, it's really poor initially from Mike Calver. Tries to spread the play out to Henley. Just gives it straight to the feet of Connor Woods. Breaks through Woods, and it's a real tame effort. Irwin's never really going to struggle to get to it. As Irwin's forced to come off his line again and send it out of play.
It was really comfortable for Matt Irwin. That though was not so comfortable, where he had to come off his line, Matty, and Chester have to throw down the line. It goes. And Joel Papula being pulled from pillar to post. Nothing given by the referee Griffiths. Good afternoon to you, Jeff. Hope you're all well. Connor Woods. Shot comes in from Pat Jones off a Chorley defender. And once again, comfortably held by Irwin.
Let's throw it out to Clark now on the left. Oh no, it's Larkovic, sorry. Back to Clark and back to Irwin.
Telford have doubled their lead against. They've actually scored a third. Telford's 3 to the good against Curzon Ashton, and Darlington also have their second against Alton Town. Goals are plenty in the early stages here. No other goals to report as yet in the Premier League.
Hoolan now with the ball at his feet, turns. Ibbotson's ahead of him. He wants the ball. Is Ibbotson going to get to it? He does.
Across the face. And Leicester scampering to try and get the ball clear. They do just that, and Piers looking to get the ball to stick. Weeks now, he hasn't had an awful lot of possession yet. And his first ball of action is to play it to Connor Woods. Walker
Good
looked like he
challenge
was
by
going to stick
Calvley.
his foot in, left it. Calvley got the ball back to Shrimpton, now finds Murray. Left-hand side, 1v1 with Adam Henley. Towards the penalty area he goes, finds Woodthorpe on the overlap. It's a good delivery.
Good header.
Headed away by Ellis. Lalkovic done
Larkovich done
really
really
well there.
well.
Lalkovic taken down in the end. It was by Pat Jones, it was, over on that far side, right in front of the Chorley supporters, and they enjoyed it, didn't they? The Slovakian winger did really well using his body to retain possession.
Yeah, that's where Larkovich is at his best, really. In those type of situations, he knows how to get out of it.
Really impressive by Lalkovic. You know, he's a, sure he doesn't mind me saying, he's not tallest, he's not the strongest, but he knows how to use his body well, and he wins the foul there really well. So Irwin will take the resulting free kick. It's long over towards Ibbotson, beaten to it by Leake, headed up in the air by Max Wilson, and a bit of back and forth here. Ellis this time goes for a, what you could call a territorial ball, which Kelly Evans beats Ibbotson to, and it's a Chester throw.
Larkovich now with the ball on the left. Tries to get round the defender. It goes out of play for a throw, though. Does feel as though both sides are struggling to get a proper rhythm going at the minute.
Chester haven't really got a grip on the game yet.
Ellis has got to be careful
this
here.
time he doesn't get it perfect, and Walker then gives the ball away. Woods finds Shrimpton, a piercing ball to find Pat Jones, now over on the left-hand side. Cuts inside as well, goes for goal, blocked away by Ellis, who looked like he was caught there. Referee allows play on. Woodthorpe, edge of the area, Woods, back to Woodthorpe.
Blocked by Henley.
These were coming there from Chester, but they couldn't capitalise on it, and in the end, Tom Walker just dumps it long. Andy Priest wants his side to play higher. They are coming.
Murray sends it out wide, looking for Woods. Woods is going to get to that.
The outlet on the left-hand side, inside the penalty area he goes. Cuts inside, beats.
What a save.
Beats Henley, gets it on target. That was better, and it was a good save from Irwin. He had to.
Here they come again, though, with Murray.
Again, the overlap's on Woods across the face, headed up by Ellis. Not clear yet. Right-hand side, over he is again, Pat Jones. Puts the ball in, and Matt Irwin, it came off a Chorley defender, and Irwin was forced to tip it behind for the first corner of the game, Ewan.
Yeah, showing the cosh a bit at the minute. You can see who it is on that far side. I think it's going to be the captain, Declan Weeks, takes it short. Chester bringing it into the box. And he's fired well over.
No harm done there. So 22 minutes gone here, Ewan, and both teams starting to warm to the test, aren't they? I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, I think first 10 minutes or so, you probably say Charlie had the better of the possession and probably of the chances, but since then, Chester really grown into the game.
The only way I could describe it is it's like both teams are sort of pushing to try and get towards the opener. Chester felt they've been second best, but I suppose a lot of it's about timing, isn't it? Lalkovic does well there, beats Declan Weeks, and now Max Wilson has it left-hand side, goes and finds Lalkovic. He's right by the touchline. Over on that far side, Warren Clark offering an option, gets it. Calvley. This is where Chester set themselves up well, though, because they're forcing Chorley to go backwards and they're having to be patient with it. Irwin's got it now all the way back with the goalkeeper, Ellis. Opens up his body, he's going for the diagonal towards Ibbotson, and he's beaten to it by Leek, and Chester could come away with it. Cavalier had to be careful there.
Shrimpson now on the ball. We're about to leak.
This is where Chester will settle into the game, and I think the more they settle, the more they settle into it, the more of the ball that they'll get. It was a poor ball from Festus Arthur, and he's gifted possession away. Pula there,
looks like got one in
caught
the
by
back
Arthur,
there.
nothing given.
Weeks now with the ball for Chester in midfield.
Chester trying to play with these triangles again. Once again down
Walker's
the
done
left-hand
well, but
side.
concedes a
Walker
corner.
had to put his foot in, but at the expense of a corner kick. Will Chester's second corner. Bedford Town have taken the lead against Southport 24 minutes in here. Still goalless at the Diva Stadium. Tom Carr and Jack Moore and Taylor O'Kane all warming up for the Magpies. And so is Jack Griffiths as well.
Looks as though it's Pat Jones over to take this one for Chester.
Taken short in the end. Back to Jones again. Keeps going edge of the area. Max Wilson that is closest to him. But in the end, Pat Jones, he just slices through his cross.
It's two corners now for Chester, which have been a real waste. Not sure whether both of them are sort of training ground routines, but both of them have ended up coming back to the feet of Pat Jones, and both of them have been scuffed over.
It was almost well worked, wasn't it, in terms of how the short corner came about, but then it was just completely wasted from Jones. Irwin take his time, take the goal kick. He has taken it. It's long, and again Arthur, who really has settled into the game now. Former Southport, Stockport, and Halifax Town man.
Yeah, initially, Ibbotson was winning a lot of those aerial duels. Now, seems that they decided to pair him up with Arthur rather than Leek, and Arthur's getting the better of him at the minute in the air.
Yeah, of course. Leek had that little mishap, didn't he, early on, where it nearly allowed Pula in on goal. But since then, Arthur's been the one who's been commanding of the two.
Pula will do well to get out of that. Looks as though he may have bought a free kick. He hasn't, according to the referee.
Bit of to in and fro in between two teams. Ewan Murray tries to get the better of Warren Clark, who gets a foot in. It's a hopeful ball from Weeks, and it's headed up and away from Ellis. Max Wilson, the latest one to put a ball long in towards Papula, but Kelly Evans can come away. Chorley have kind of just lost their way a little bit in the last few minutes, you feel.
Ellis
Headed
does
that
well
from
to win
Mark
his
Ellis,
header.
it's headed backwards. Good play from Ibbotson trying to get the ball back, but Shrimpton, the former Scunthorpe man, nips in and gets it back.
Warren Clark will deal with the ball down the line, sends it
Kelly
back
Evans
up.
has done that from right back, trying to play that first time ball.
Papula's done well to win a throw, but he goes on holding his midsection.
A bit of a poor ball. Again, I think it's second or third time that Kelly Evans has done that with to no real avail. It just seems like get the ball down the pitch and try to get something from it, but it's not worked.
No, I think we can definitely say that Chester a lot more dangerous attacking down their left-hand side, particularly with Woods, Murray when he comes over to this side as well, and then the overlapping run from Woodthorpe.
It's interesting you mentioned Woods because having watched him here, he's certainly not the quickest, isn't he? But he's good with his feet, and quite a few of these Chester players are technically very astute. Clark down the left-hand side for Chorley finds Ibbotson.
It's not sticking at the minute for Chorley.
They're not giving him much of a sniff.
Ellis wins his header again well. Walker could win the ball back there in midfield, and he does. Oh, I think Ibbotson just straight offside. And Chester come away with the ball. Poor kick again, though, by Murray Jones.
Both teams started really well, but it just feels like at the minute the game's gone a little bit flat, hasn't it? It's lacking that cutting edge, that little bit of quality. Both teams are struggling to get a bit of possession, get a bit of quality on the ball, especially in those forward areas. It just seems like a lot of the players just being played around the centre circle.
Yeah, I just think with both sides, they're lacking that sort of player at the minute just to get the ball and run at someone. I think Murray's tried it a few times with Chester, but other than that, no one's really tried getting it on the deck and just running at the defenders. Weeks tries to send it forwards, blocked by Wilson. It'll be a Chester throw just inside their half.
Frustrating a little bit here. I think probably for both teams and both managers. Sun in their eyes and not seen very much from either side.
Calverley's a bit of a skewed ball.
All
Woods with
that
the
from
flicker.
Calvary and now Piers got a bit of space away from Ellis. He was going to go for goal, but Wood thought instead, with the way that his body was there, and it set himself up for a cross, didn't it, rather than a shot? And the eventuality of it was it came out like a cross rather than a shot. And nowhere near its intended target.
That's the second time now where Calverley's given the ball away in a really, really dangerous position for Chester. It's in the air. He sort of just blindly passes it again to Henley or tries to give it to Henley. It's run in the air though by Woods. Piers brings it forward quite well. Slips in, Wood thought.
Good header that from Max Wilson gives Lalkovic a bit of room to run into down the left. Ball across the face and headed away to the edge of the area. Henley's there. Puts the ball back in. Still got it. Adam Henley finds Tom Walker. Henley crosses the ball in. It bounces inside the area. It's not clear. Ibbotson trying to get there. Calverley. It's a bit of a mess, to be honest. Now Chorley finally get it. Scott Wilson's there. Chorley just can't get the ball into the right area. Chester have played it across the face of goal and have allowed Chorley back in with another opportunity. Lalkovic, he's opened up his body. I thought he was going to shoot for a second there. He's waited. He's got loads of time. No real press from Chester. Week's not interested. Let's Warren Clark go with it down the left. Crosses it. It's very deep. Cleared away by Woodthorpe. Thought for a second there it might have been a corner, but it will be a Chorley throw, and that's better.
There were two opportunities there for Chorley to get a shot away. The first one, Scott Wilson broke from him at the edge of the box, opted to pass it into Papula instead. Lalkovic then with the second one, opened his body, opted to pass it back, and that's what allowed the Chester to get every player behind the ball.
Yeah, and that was much better. It wasn't quite refined, but it was definitely better. And eventually, the referee there, Mr. Griffiths, has given free kick to Chester.
Yeah, I think Scott Wilson's been penalised there.
Telford have their fourth goal against Curzon Ashton. It's all gone wrong for the Nash. And Spennymoor Town 0, Radcliffe Borough 1. Dominic Sobersley has hit the crossbar with a penalty kick for Liverpool. That one remains goalless at Anfield.
Free kicks taken by Murray Jones.
Sun dipping down, which is nice. Both managers can give their eyes a bit of a rest. Calverley's giving the ball away here. Puts the ball over the top towards Pat Jones. He's in on goal, goes for goal, hits the post, and it trickled its way in. It's so unfortunate from Chorley. The ball over the top from Weeks was a really good one. But the way that goal's come about, off the post from Jones, a shot from nothing. It's hit the post and the ball was spun backwards and into there, and Chester have the lead.
Yeah, I mean, Chester do well. The original ball in behind's really good into Pat Jones. I'm not too sure whether his initial shot took a deflection, but it hits the post and then unknowingly into Matt Ewan. It hits him probably on the back of his head and just trickles over the line. It'll go down as an Ewan own goal, which is really unfortunate for him. But Chester, probably deservedly, based off the last 10-15 minutes or so, taking the lead here.
Yeah, really unfortunate that one. It was an acute angle, wasn't it? And it hits the post, And so unfortunate. There was nothing that Irwin or any of the defenders could do about it. And surely find themselves a goal behind and work to do here.
Chester going to push forward straight away for a second. Henley shows composure to head it back into the hands of Irwin. But I think it's a goal, really, which probably describes the game so far. It's been a bit scrappy.
Well, it's a slice of luck, really, isn't it? If the truth be told, it was.
Weeks again wins the ball back. Wilson's going to have to give it to Irwin. It's a misplaced one.
Really well done from Irwin, who had to be brave there. As Jones trying to smell blood. Ibbotson trying to put pressure on Leake here. He's done well to force Leake just to lump the ball long.
Henley wins a throw.
Henley hits the ball against Woods quite cleverly in the end.
But yeah, there's just a lack of communication between Wilson and Irwin. Jones almost found himself free once again.
Shrimpton hits it long again. One for swirling in the air. Peers all over the back of Ellis, who heads it to Scott Wilson. Woodthorpe under pressure from Walker, and Henley will go and collect the ball from Callum McIntyre.
Papula touched it down the bottom strings and gets
can't do
there,
anything
though.
with it. Scott Wilson uncontested back to Adam Henley, right hand side versus Woods. Papula again beaten to it. Shrimpton then, the touch was loose. Walker, right hand side. Takes a touch, waiting. Max Wilson, he does really well, finds Walker again inside the area, across the face of goal, and nearly could have been an own goal, that.
I think it's Weeks who turns it behind, isn't it? At the front post. And Walker now with a corner.
Yeah, so the goal, it hit the post and came off of Irwin and went in.
Yeah.
So some may say it's a Jones goal, some may say it's an own goal, but real soft one to take for Chorley. Walker delivers it long, deep, back post, over towards Scott Wilson, flicks it, but Chester get it clear through Woodthorpe. And Ewan Murray trying to lead a counter charge. Weeks again, brilliantly on the money with his ball. But Adam Henley has done really well there, a covering run to get back, and eventually will clear the danger. Tom Pearce trying to put himself about. He's doing.
Papula just can't get away from Festus Arthur at the minute. It's Connor Woods again with the ball on the left-hand side. Murray's made a run beyond him. Calvley's done well to battle and win the ball back, and he's been pulled down.
Should be a book in that.
I agree.
No,
I think Andy Prieston's voicing that as well.
Shirt, then he pulled his pants, or his shorts, sorry. Should have been a booking for me. About as obvious it gets.
Yeah, and as I just said, Andy Priest letting the fourth official and the referee know about that as well. Irwin sends it forwards. Leap with the header. It's not a very convincing one. Arthur's going to have to try and deal with Papula. Papula's got in front of him.
Well there. Poor from Arthur, actually. Tom Walker's now got Nathan Woodthorpe 1v1. Right-hand side, closest to us.
Needs some support here, Walker.
He's just teasing Woodthorpe at the moment. Left, right, left. Swings the cross in. It's a poor delivery, though.
It is, but he really needed some support there. Probably from Henley. Just give him a second option. Max Wilson battling away with Weeks. Weeks wins that battle. And it's a ball in behind here for Pat Jones on the right-hand side. He's got away from Warren Clark. Pat Jones running. The arrow's tight.
chance
Saved
there.
by Ewan.
Chorley beaten in the transition there. Chester were they were smelling blood there, weren't they, Ewan? It was a really quick transitional counter. Chester have got another corner.
It's going to be weeks on the far side to take it for Chester. And it goes, they're not going short this time.
Arthur was nearest to it. Ibbotson trying to put Woods under pressure. He's opened up his body well, goes for goal. And does well in the end to get his shot off. Irwin again holds on. It was pretty comfortable in the end, but he did really well, I have to say, Connor Woods, to get his shot off under the circumstances.
Yeah, Chorley really need to up in the tempo here. The real danger of just allowing Chester to go 2 goals to the goal.
Ricardo Reese, known so much for his goal-scoring exploits, obviously signed for Forest Green 2 on debut. Well, he's just been sent off. They are 1 goal up at Sutton United, but Ricardo Reese sent off.
Max Wilson with a straight pass now, and Ewan Murray will latch onto that. Weeks. It's a poor pass though by the Seals captain, and Wilson will give it to Walker. Good pass into Papula. It's misplaced one.
Not on the same wavelength, and now Weeks again trying to play the piercing ball. Chester trying to play that cute little
Clarkson
flick. Warren
really
Clark
well.
does well, wins the ball back for Chorley, who find themselves under pressure here. Lalkovic needs to get the ball out. He's carried the ball for ages, and eventually Mike Calvary says, sack this, I'm just lumping it long.
It's really unlike Max there in midfield to give it away so cheaply. In the end, Chorley get away with it.
Just as close to 6 preserved lead here, to be fair. Chester on the left-hand side has really dominated, particularly forwards, and Ewan Murray have really shown some classic climb. Can you take that?
Chester now content to keep the ball. 40 minutes gone here at the Diva. It's Chester 1, Chorley 0. Pat Jones's goal. Ryan Matewin's back. The difference at the moment. Henley now for Chorley as they look to build an attack and go forwards themselves. Henley given a lot of room. Tom Walker now takes it off from him. Walker finds Calverley. Right hand side closest to him is Ewan Murray. Swings the ball in. It's a good one from Papula. Seeing this all the way in on shoulder. Papula, what a header. Chorley with a level, and Mike Calverley, a delicious ball in from him, and Papula. A deft header right into the far corner, and Chorley a level.
Yeah, it's a really, really well played by Calverley. He just sort of breaks through with the ball down the right. There's not a lot of pressure on him. I think it's Ewan Murray who's trying to put in the pressure, but he just allows Calverley to swing his boot at it. It's a great cross to Papula. He managed to get a yard of space. He sort of glanced it into that far corner. It's a brilliant header from Papula. And Chorley, probably against the run of play, they've got themselves level here.
What a header that was from Papula. We were right behind that, and he doesn't. Listen, he gets enough on it, doesn't he? But he doesn't. It's not like a bullet header like Calverley's was against Marine. It's just a really, really well-headed ball, if that makes sense. Takes it really well, and Chorley back in the game.
I think it's one of those ones where the delivery is so good as well. He doesn't have to get any power on it. He just has to get the direction.
I'm really impressed with Angelo Papula. He's stuck to his task. Of course, Arthur's really trying to get a hold of him in the game.
Yes,
and
Walker's got the ball here in the middle.
He's settling down, but Papula took that really well. And in some ways, the cross from Calverley was a bit of a cross to nothing, wasn't it? He couldn't
It's a
really
ball
lose that
played
for it.
here
Now
to
gets Chorley
Calvley.
back in towards the penalty area.
Ooh.
And Andy Priest, you can hear him there. The cry of, oh, Calves, because Calv just couldn't get a touch on it.
That was a really good pass by Warren Clark in behind to Calvley. He sort of slips there, Carls, as he tries to hit it on his weaker left foot across the box. Another opportunity though for Chorley.
No other goals to report here, although actually, sorry, Radcliffe Borough 3-0 up at Spennymoor. 3 goals in 15 minutes, and Liverpool have taken the lead at Anfield against Burnley. Very nearly there, wasn't it, Ewan? The game nearly turned on its head in a matter of, 90 seconds. Chester, all of a sudden, they'll be thinking, we want half-time. We want to get in there half-time, regroup. Andy Priest will probably think, look, Chester have had probably better of the ball, tried to make more of things, but ultimately, level game on.
Yeah, it's been one of those games, really, where there's been large spells, but it's been uneventful. And then when something happens, another big chance seems to happen straight after it. It's been a really odd game so far.
Woodthorpe plays the ball, Piers is offside, though. Takes a touch about 4 times, and he says, how? The man with the mullet, and throws the ball away. I think if this was a game at AFCON, Ewan, we'd have seen about 8 cards by now.
Forward it goes from Ewan from the free kick. It's Arthur up again to win it well, and he's been given a foul. Not too sure what for, but Landon did look a bit sore. There's just the centre back there. There's 1 minute's been added on here.
Long ball from Murray Jones over towards Ellis, who's been pulled all over the place from Tom Pearce, and eventually referee Griffiths gives Chorley the free kick. Southport have equalised over at Bedford Town. Other than that, it's as you were. Chelsea a goal to the good against Brentford. Sunderland 1, Crystal Palace 1.
Probably going to be the last action this first half. This free kick to be taken by Irwin. It's sent forwards.
Long towards Ibbotson, who knocks it off the shoulder. And Papula didn't get the rub of the green that time.
The referee looks at his watch and blows for half time.
Half-time whistle goes here at the Diva Stadium. A goal apiece. Well, Pat Jones opened the scoring for the hosts on 32 minutes. A goal that wasn't without fortune. Came off the post and off Matt Irwin's back, and Irwin was left helpless before Anjola Papula. His second goal for the Magpies, and what a header it was from Mike Carvaley's cross. And even Stevens, after 45 minutes, we'll be back very shortly. We'll grab a brew and a biscuit. We'll sit tight. See you all soon. Warm welcome back, everybody, for the second half of this afternoon's game between Chester and Chorley. Substitution at the break for Andy Freeze's side. We do believe it's an enforced change. Androda Papula, the goal scorer, coming off for Tom Carr. Let's have a little look. We've lost Ewan for just a minute. Have a look. I think we'll have a look. No, I don't think we've.
All good? Yep, we're
Yeah,
good.
we've got you back, Ewan. So yeah, second half about to get underway here.
Yeah, as I was going to say before, we know TC's coming into this game carrying a knock of his own, so 45 minutes is probably more than what he would have been expecting to play.
Oh.
Chester eventually get us underway for the second half. Straight out of play, and it's a throw in for Chorley.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how Tom Carr settles into this game. We know Tommy's a real hard worker, a real grafter. He's just been having a few little issues with his quad. Passed the fitness test ahead of the game, but Andy Priest didn't want to take any risks and put him on the bench.
Sent forward by Shrinton.
Chester trying to come forward here, and the ball's broken kindly for Pat Jones down the right-hand side. Chester kicking from left to right. Jones finds Weeks. Weeks trying to find the killer ball. Find Jones, right-hand side, swings the cross in very deep towards Piers. Only as far as Woods on the left-hand side. Murray's there inside the area. Just having to be patient. Open it up nicely. Woods driving inside, goes for goal, and it's into the side netting, and it will be behind for a goal kick. A few of those Chester supporters behind the goal, you even thought it was in.
Yeah, I think a bit deceiving from their angle behind the goal. It does come off the side netting, but it's positive for the home side there. They work it well down the right for a change, and then switch it over to the left.
South Shields have doubled their lead against Leamington. First is 24th, that one. Of course, Chorley were due to play Leamington, but the game was postponed at Victory Park on the frozen pitch. Oh, chance here for Carr against Leek, but the latter squeezes it out and puts the ball long.
I think it'd be interesting to see this dynamic now between Ibbotson and Carr, because as we've said a few times on commentary, they do seem to mimic each other's runs a fair bit when they're up top together. So, I mean,
I would agree with you there. I think you're right. You hit the nail on the head. Sometimes they just seem to go for the same ball now. Of course, Chester haven't been great with set pieces recently.
so Carr's broken with the
He
ball.
plays it across the face to Ibbotson to come for goal, and he takes it first time and spoons it high and over the top. And that was a chance so quick from Chorley that time on the transition. Carr finding Ibbotson, and he had to go for it full first time. The contact though just let him down.
Yeah, he's shanked it really. Carr does well with the ball, and the ball just lays it back for Ibbotson, who, as you say, had to take it first time. I'm a bit surprised that none of the Chester players really went for the ball. They allowed him to take the shot on. Well, he sort of just miscues and it's well over in the end, but it is a chance though for Chorley.
It was a half chance, wasn't it? It wasn't an easy chance by any means. It wasn't not one that would go down as a clear cut chance, but one that ultimately has to be regarded as a chance.
Yeah, I think we were a bit disappointing not to test Murray Jones in goal with that.
Chester trying to keep the ball here. Ooh, played long, and Scott Wilson wanted to go in with his head, but it was the Chester boot instead. Weeks has got the ball for the host. Right-hand side sliding challenge from Warren Clark. Does well. Warren Clark then puts his foot through it, and it comes off a Chester player
Should be
for
a goal kick.
goal kick.
One of the Chester coaches having a word there with Tom Leake about dealing with the new threat of Tom Carr in the second half.
In terms of the battle of the managers so far this afternoon, Andy Priest has probably been the more vocal of the two. Both managers know that there's a lot on the line here. Both teams would
Good header by Marks.
really. He made it with
Well
a winner.
played.
That's a great ball from Lalkovic. He finds Ibbotson, who's there, driving towards the area. Shripton closest to him. Lalkovic has it, left-hand side. Swings in the cross, and it's blocked behind. And after, 49 minutes and 49 seconds, Chorley have their first corner of the game.
Lalkovic is over with the ball in his hand to take it. Calverley's going to have a quick word with him.
50 minutes gone. Still remains a goal apiece.
Lalkovic on the near side to us.
Lalkovic swings it in. It's Calverley looked like he was being pulled. Ellis has got it versus Arthur.
It's another
Gets
corner.
the ball against Arthur, and it will be another corner. Bit of momentum early on in the second half here, and the Chorley supporters behind the goal respond.
Ellis is going over to have a quick word with Tom Walker before he takes this one.
And you in the cry of set piece again. Ole, ole. How Chorley would love a goal 6 minutes into the second half. At the moment, though, there's a bit of pulling and throwing. Tom Carr and Dion Kelly-Evans, and eventually Walker delivers it. Punched away by Murray Jones, and Mark Ellis goes down inside the area. He's still down. It looked like a tangling of legs. The referee wasn't interested. He didn't even wave away the appeal.
Yeah, I think Mark's really tried making the most of that. I didn't. In all honesty, I didn't see
there,
much.
Ellis.
Yeah, from my angle here, I couldn't really see much, albeit it was blocked by a few players in front of him in the box.
Just walking very gingerly, Mark Ellis, almost as if to suggest he may have been prodding on.
Got to make his way back though, as Chester have got a throw back halfway into the Chorley half here.
Kelly-Evans over on this near side, right-hand side, as Mark Ellis is back in on the action. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled on how Mark settles back into the game after that. Not.
Arthur with a clip ball. It's Woods.
Telford have scored their 5th goal of the afternoon at Curzon Ashton, the same side stadium, as Woods has opened up his body here. He's outnumbered. He's played the ball over to the opposite side to Pat Jones. Right-hand side, drives down the line, similar to where Calverley put the ball in, and the shot from Pierce. He swings his leg at it, but it bobbled, didn't it? I think the bobble may have cost him there from Pierce.
I think he's got to score.
But he just couldn't make the contact.
Yeah, he's got to score, really. It's a real big opportunity. Ball's now flung up in the air inside the Chorley penalty area.
Chester still alive in here. 2 or 3 players in there. Chorley have got to be clear and getting the ball out, and they have done. Leake heads it into Murray. Warren Clark heads it to Lalkovic, and eventually Chorley have done well to get the ball away. Tom Carr tries to get it between the pair, but can't.
It's flipped forwards, and Ellis clears it before he even gets to it.
Made the call there. They wanted Matt Irwin to come for it, but the ball just died in the turf a little bit. Tom Walker's got it now for Chorley, and all of a sudden this game feels like it's got a real tempo to it, Ewan.
Yeah, Calvley's been screened out there by them. Henley had made a real run down the right, and he was through, but I'm not too sure whether Calvley saw it.
Scott Wilson that time puts the ball long and Shrimpton gets it. The diagonal ball over towards Woods. Touchdown is spot on from Connor Woods. Woodthorpe back into Piers again, and once again he can't get the final touch. And now
Well
Chorley
played by
finds
Carr.
himself in a 2-on-2. Ibbotson finds Carr quite brilliantly, almost 1v1 here. Oh, and he goes to take him down. Tom Carr still going inside the penalty area, goes for goal. Back out to Ibbotson, and now he misses it. He misses it, the goal at his mercy, and that could be a chance that comes back to haunt Chorley at the end of this game. It looked easier to score than miss. Carr parries it, parried away his shot, Murray Jones, into the path of Ibbotson, and he just couldn't get a contact on it. Chorley should be in front of you.
Yeah, I'm lost of words how Charlie haven't scored there. It's really good play between the two of them initially, Carr and Ibbotson. Carr nods it down for Ibbotson. Ibbotson gives it back. Carr runs through, takes it round League. Angle's a bit tight. Shot forces Murray Jones to parry it out to Ibbotson. Looks for all the world as if Ibbotson's got an empty net to tap it into. And he just misses the ball completely. It's really poor from Ibbotson, but better signs again from Charlie. They're getting through here a bit in the second half.
Oh, that was a sickener, that really, I think it has to be said. It really did look easier to score than miss that, and you just hope from a Chorley point of view that they're not left to rue the missed opportunity. But
Yeah, you
saying
really
that,
hope so.
Harry was the hero for Chorley against Marine in our last game, and if anything, that might just spur Harry on to go and do it again. Do you know what I mean?
Walker's
It's this
done
one
well.
there. Great play from Tom Walker now down the right.
Race on to keep it in.
To him. He flicks it back to try and keep the ball in and give himself a bit of room to wiggle, but momentum was always going away from him. The game really has upped the ante in this second half. Whatever both managers have said at half time has worked.
I'm just still in utter disbelief how Charlie aren't 2-1 up here. Seeing for all the world. So if Ibbotson was going to turn it away there. Just misses the ball completely, though.
So frustrating, that one moment, and I just know that if the game stays at 1 apiece, Andy Priest, not to almost pin the blame on Harry, because it's certainly not that, but when you get an opportunity like that,
yeah, it's one of those ones which you've got to take.
Chance here for Chorley, maybe again on the counter. Ibbotson trying to win the ball off Arthur. Calvley's ball is a touch too heavy, and it will go behind for a goal kick for George Murray Jones. Elsewhere in National League North, no other goals to report as of yet. The break, apart from Southfield grabbing their second through Will Jenkins. Here at the Diva, even contest, even scoreline. Surely, as we mentioned, Ewan probably should be in front. Surely player is down.
This Walker is down on the far side.
Still down. The referee not interested in stopping the play. Still down. Just about getting back up now.
Weeks now. Cuts inside.
Declan Weeks puts the ball back across.
Well done by Max Wilson.
Composed clearance from Max Wilson, but Chester will take some encouragement from that as they look to come again. Arthur's got it and goes all the way back to Murray Jones, and that's down to the press of Harry Ibbotson.
Yeah, it's one thing you can't fault about Harry. He always puts the press on. He always puts the legs in.
Callum McIntyre looks at his watch, shakes his head.
Ewan sends it forwards from his hand.
Carr versus Arthur, a bit of a mismatch there, Ewan, in terms of
Yeah, I
height,
think
physicality.
there's only ever going to
and
be one winner there.
Arthur comes away with it. Ewan Murray now picks it up for Chester. An overlapping run from Woodthorpe, left-hand side. Calverley's closest to him. Hesitates, puts the ball across the face, and it will go behind for a Chester corner.
It's where Chester look most dangerous, down that left-hand side when Woodthorpe makes those overlapping runs.
Southfields have got their third goal at the First Cloud Arena.
Connor Woods over on the far side to take this corner. It's an in-swinger.
On the hour mark, Chester have corner kick. Corner comes in, headed
Good
away.
header by Ellis.
Mark Ellis, Declan Weeks back in, and Scott Wilson this time heads it. As far as Weeks, what a goal! Wow! Declan Weeks, first time on the volley. Sometimes, Ewan, you've got to take your hat off and say, fair play, that is an absolute peach from Declan Weeks, and Chester take the lead.
Yeah, it's a really good finish, to be fair, by the Chester captain Declan Weeks. And initially, I think it's a corner by Connor Woods. It's headed away by Ellis. It's put back in. It's headed away by Scott Wilson. And it falls to Declan Weeks on the volley, and he takes it really well into the bottom corner. And Chester find themselves 2-1 up. And as I say that, I've just glanced to my right and seen that Warren Clark has gone down in the penalty area for Chorley.
Yeah, he's absolutely thumped that. And once again, like Papula's goal, Ewan, we were right behind that. And again, sometimes you've just got to say every credit. He's been a real standout for me this afternoon, Weeks. He's always looking to try and unlock the door. He's always trying to play that killer ball. And in that instance there, it's absolutely bang on the money. Similar actually to where Papula's ball ended up, right in that far corner, and Chester have the lead.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably not going to hit a ball better than that today, is he?
I remember he scored for Chester against Kidderminster Harriers last season. I think that was one of the playoff semi-final. Volley like that, but it was edge of the box. It was absolutely spot on again there. And now it's as you were once again. Chorley have got to come from behind to get themselves back into the game. Fantastic goal from Declan Weeks. Warren Clark, you mentioned, was struggling there. He's just walking off with our physio. Tom Carr having a little word with Callum McIntyre, I think, saying, look, what can you do about that? Back in the way again. Surely and themselves behind on the hour mark. We've got to be careful here that it doesn't quickly spiral out of their control. Ewan Murray, what comes in from Calverley on the edge of the area. Calverley looked to have won the ball for me, but the referee, Lewis Griffith, sees otherwise and says free kick to Chester, and it's very close to the edge of the area, isn't it, Ewan?
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see whether Calverley gets a yellow. I assume he probably will.
Keeping a close eye on it. The card's out for Calverley yet. The first booking of the afternoon. It's taken 63 minutes to get one.
I mean, this is a free kick in a real dangerous position for Chester. There's three of them over it. It's Weeks, Woods, and Murray. Murray's placed the ball down, so you'd assume it'd be him taking it.
6-0 Telford. I would have seen that one coming. It is literally right on that edge, isn't it? It's kind of the corner between the little half circle, and Ewan Murray's won the free kick, and he's going to go and take it as well.
It's one of
The
those ones where
players
he might be
looking to
better
try
off
and get a
going
few
to.
extra yards. There's no one lying down behind that wall. So Ewan Murray steps up, he
Was
hits it.
really
It's really
poor.
tame, actually, though, and comfortably cleared by Max Rose. I don't know what Ewan Murray was thinking with that one.
Yeah, that was very, very poor. I'm not too sure what he was trying to do, whether he was trying to go under the wall or something, but he sort of hit the kneecaps of the wall. I think it was a free kick in one of those positions where you're probably better off going back to the keeper's side rather than going around the wall. Strange decision, anyway.
I mean, Murray, he's not. Again, he's quite short, isn't he? So you imagine he hasn't got much firepower behind him. But in those situations, sometimes you either got to really try and place it into an area with it being so close, or you've just got to put your foot through it.
Chester in again here,
Oh,
though.
down inside the penalty area goes Mark Ellis, not in the Chorley penalty area, although Burnley have equalised at Anfield. Marcus Edwards. Long from Irwin. Ibbotson the target. Calverley's come away with it. Handball is the call, nothing given. Son Pears now looking to stretch the play. Kelly Evans again tries that long ball towards Pat Jones, but nothing's there. Warren Clark. I thought he touched that, Ewan, but
You know what? It's probably one of those rare occasions.
Alan McIntyre is like, you what?
It's one of those rare occasions where an error by Warren Clark has probably resulted in a better outcome there. In the end, it goes behind for a goal kick when he was almost certainly aiming to just send it out for a throw-in, which would have been for Chester.
Irwin to take it. I think, Taylor O'Kane being readied by Andy Priest. Wait to see if anybody else is also. Come on, Tom Carr's headed that on towards Lalkovic and Wilson. Max, that is, tries to play it down the line. Calverley's got to be careful. Remember, he is on a booking. Ewan Murray's done really well to beat it. And then a fantastic hit from Connor Wood to send Ewan Murray away. Tom Walker this time brings down Ewan Murray. Few yards outside the area. And he's booked Tom Walker as well.
Yeah, Charlie need to change something up here now. I think obviously Andy Priest is looking to his subs, but Chester just seems to be all over them at the minute.
Yeah, and I wonder, Ewan, if Ewan Murray will be allowed to take this one after how poor the first one was.
No, it's Connor Woods over this one. A few yards further back, some might argue that makes it slightly easier, a bit more of an opportunity to get it over the wall.
AFC Fylde have taken the lead against Scarborough Athletic. Reports this week that Gillingham are interested in signing Danny Ormerod. Well, I'm going to let you all know whether it's Danny who's opened the scoring. As just for a minute here, Lewis Griffiths is telling the Chorley wall they need to take a few steps back. Woods, as you mentioned, Ewan over the free kick. He's asking for Ewan Murray to move in the wall. Maybe he's looking for that pocket.
Yeah, I think he's going to try and go to Matt Irwin's side here.
Woods takes it, hits off the chest of Mark Ellis, and Chorley clear the ball away.
Lalkovic gets it down.
Lalkovic dispossessed by Tom Pears this time.
It's a ball into the box. It's headed away by Ellis.
Chorley under the cosh a little bit here, aren't they, Ewan? Struggling to get the ball out. Left-hand side this time for Wood. Bob across the face. Good defending again from Mark Ellis. He's really been tested up over the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, Mark Ellis there with 3 successive clearances, which prevented really good chances there for Chester.
Taylor O'Kane still waiting to come on. I think finally now he is being allowed to come on. coming on for Tom Walker. Few boos actually for Taylor O'Kane, who of course played for Chester on loan.
It'd be interesting to see what the shape is now. Does Taylor go out to the right? Looks as though he's gone to the middle. Not too sure what the shape's going to be here. Max Wilson's the furthest right for Chorley at the minute.
Got Wilson heads it towards the centre. Again, it's just Chorley just not doing a good job of keeping the ball at this minute in time. And again, there, Calverley comes off his knee and his leg and weeps once again trying to unlock the door with a piercing ball. Fortunately for Chorley, will go behind for a goal kick for Matt Owen. Kidderminster have got a goal back against Worksop Town, and so have Alfreton Town against Darlington. Still 2-1 in favour of the host Chester here at the Diva. Andy Priest has, of course, just brought on Taylor O'Kane. But after starting the second half so well, Ewan, it feels like Chester have really started to assert the dominance here.
It's that goal, isn't it? That's giving Chester all the momentum. It's amazing what a goal can do, and at the minute it's going to come back to that missed chance, isn't it? From Harry Ibbotson. If that goes in, Charlie go 2-1 up.
Say about fine margins at this level in this division and how games can turn so quickly. Again, I mentioned it as it happened. Ibbotson, that chance, the goal at his mercy off the rebound from Murray Jones, and then, credit where it's due. Declan Weeks, if that is the match-winning goal, then what an effort it is to win the game. And just looking to break again here. It's 2-1 almost. And Tom Pearce is on his own, left-hand side. Scott Wilson's closest to him, continues to drive. Scott Wilson does really well, shuts the door, but I think it's at the expense of a corner.
Chester just seems to be getting through at ease at the minute.
Yeah, Danny Ormerod is the man with the goal for AFC Fylde. Merthyr Town have opened the scoring against Peterborough Sports. Maybe just goes to show that they can do it without Ricardo Reese. Header on target there from Tom Leake at the back post, but straight into the hands of a grateful Matt Owen, and Tom Carr's trying to beat Dion Kelly Evans and Ewan Murray because he's so slight there, Ewan. Your namesake with an I instead of the E. Able to just use his centre of gravity because it's so low to keep the ball and spin it. Pat Jones puts the ball into the penalty area, cleared away by Ellis only as far as Weeks.
And that's been the difference in this second half. The Chester midfield have been able to get their foot on the ball a lot more, been able to dictate the play.
Jack Moore's going to come on as well for Chorley, and I would imagine, Ewan, it's probably for Adam Henley, who has been quieter in the second half.
Yeah, I'd assume so. The only thing in the back of my mind is that not that Warren Clark took affecting him, maybe? Is that going to be the change, possibly?
Taking the lead against Marine. Max Wilson there against Nathan Woodthorpe.
Yeah, Wilson's gone out to the right wing here, hasn't he? Chester win the ball back again, high up. Woods
like
cuts
past.
past.
Chester just constantly pushing for a second. And Chorley are just struggling to get a foothold in the game. Dare I say, Ewan, it just feels like there's no real momentum at this minute in time for the Magpies.
No, and I'm going to go back to the fact that they haven't had a game in 18 days. This is probably the part in the game where if you're more match fit, you've got a bit more about you coming into like these late stages. You can tell at the minute that Chorley just haven't got that sharpness.
equalised at AFC File. Jack Moore is going to come on and... Right, it just feels at the minute, Chorley just slightly short of a yard. He's coming on in place of Harry Ibbotson. Interesting change from Andy Priest.
I mean, probably.
I imagine that Andy Priest wants to play Milan Lalkovic up front.
Maybe. I was going to say maybe it'd be... I think Warren Clark's gone out to the wing. Jack Moore's gone to right back. Henley at left back. Probably going to be more of a 4-3-3 now.
Yeah, Warren Clark seems to be quite high. Taylor O'Kane's quite high. And 15 minutes to go, Ewan, is it a little bit of a case of surely you've got to throw the kitchen sink at it when it comes to it in about 5 or 10 minutes' time?
Maybe. I do think it is a 4-3-3 though. You've got Carr as the lone striker, Lalkovic on the right, Clark on the left. Got Max Wilson probably in that 10 position with Taylor O'Kane and Matt Calvley behind him.
Tough there for Harry Ibbotson. You see him coming across there to the substitutes bench. His head's down. He looks deflated. Tough on him, above and beyond everything else. He's only human. He's a young lad trying to gain experience. Tom Carr now in a foot race with Finn Shrimpton. Puts Shrimpton under pressure. Digs out of clearance well, but only as far as Henley, who's come over to left back.
I think Shrimpton's had a really good game for Chester. He's played a sort of like a sweeper role for them.
O'Kane carrying the ball well here. Henley's there. It was an option, but Weeks' body on the line, able to clear. Long throw towards Lalkovic, falls finally for Henley. You look like he was going to get caught there. Still going with it. Adam Henley surely still have the ball. Jack Moore's there. Swings across in. Deep towards the back post. What a header. What a goal. Mike Calvley. Desmond 2-2. That's fantastic. Impact from Jack Moore. And Mike Calvley heads it in. We are level.
Yeah, it's a brilliant cross from Jack Moore to the back stick. Originally, I didn't see the run from Calvley. I thought he was going to run all the way through and go out for a goal kick. But what a run it is from Calvley to get on the edge. To get on the end of it, sorry. And heads it past Murray Jones. No chance for the keeper.
It's a case of who wants it more. Mike Calvley, Johnny on the spot, back stick. The ball from Jack Moore, you could hear the call for him to put the ball in. Calvley times it perfectly. The ball is absolutely pinpoint from Jack Moore. Surely a level. 13 minutes to go plus stoppage, and this is anyone's game to go ahead and win. Yeah, good comment from Oren there just in front of me. Says it was almost a carbon copy of his goal against Derby in the FA Cup. I'm sure plenty of you can remember that one.
But initially, I want to go back to Adam Henley there. Got the ball on the left. Did really well to keep the ball. And because of his hard work, the ball broke for Jack Moore to put in a good cross into the box as the place just been stopped because the flares from the pitch by the Chorley fans across from us. But Henley with some really good play on the left. Ball eventually breaks for Jack Moore. Probably the first thing that Moore's had to do since going on the pitch. And he's put in a really, really good cross to the back post. Met really well by Calvley with his head. And Chorley find themselves level. Can they push on here and maybe get a winner?
Flare on the pitch from the Chorley support, which is the reason why we are currently stopping play. The referee just gone over to Murray Jones about it. I think almost to say, let the people do what they need to do. And you could see you and just how much that meant to Andy Priest. He's just looking over at Jamie Vermiglio, the chairman in the stands. you, and that was absolutely almost pandemonium there. The way that it went in, it kind of felt like the winning goal. It was just brilliant timing from Chorley. And we've said, haven't we, like about timing and about the moments of it. And Calverley and Moore combined perfectly. And now, as I mentioned, it's anyone's game if they want it.
Calverley wins his
into
header.
Carr. Weeks trying to clear. Eventually, Chester get it clear. Only as far as Lalkovic now. He's carrying the ball through the midfield. Finds Henley left hand side. Warren Clark's there for Chorley, and it's just set up for a thrilling finish here. Henley's got to be careful. O'Kane then sandwiches Pat Jones. Tom
Good
Pearce comes away
tackle.
with it. Good challenge from Henley. Just to leave one on. Pearce leaving one on Henley, sorry. Mark Ellis is testing there. Wow.
Pearce is through here. He's onside. Scott Wilson's done really well.
Pearce. Maybe a confident Tom Pearce, who's in the goals, puts that away. Bread and butter, but lacking conviction there for Chester man. And
Chester come again, though.
Of us certainly made the feelings felt about that.
Weeks.
Chester coming forward again now. Kelly Evans over to Pat Jones. Down the right he travels. Keeps going across the face.
Oh.
And it's gone in again. I think it's an own goal. I think it's another own goal, Ewan. The ball's put across the face and it looks like it's come off a player. I think it's an own goal. And 81 minutes gone. Chester back in front.
Yeah, I'm not too sure who really gets on the end of it. Chester play it well down the right-hand side for a change. I think it's Kelly Evans with a cross into the box and it's met at the front post and it's turned home. Motley Henry's going to come on for the home side now in place of Tom Pearce.
Well, surely for the third time this afternoon, Ewan, we've got to go and do it again. Ewan, you just got to ask the question of 7.5 minutes left of the 90. Is it a case of does that third goal from Chester take the wind out of your sails a little bit?
Maybe. I mean, the goals in this game have seen a shift in momentum every time. Chester just put a hopeful ball into the box and it's ended up going in.
Well, I felt at one stage Chorley didn't have the momentum of the game, and then all of a sudden, back in it with the goal, and you have to argue that Chester may well just shut up shop here. Merthyr Town 2, Peterborough Sports 0. Seven 0 AFC Telford.
Motley Henry's able to touch it down with no one around him there. Warren Clark's trying to battle for the ball. Friendship breaks for Kelly Evans on this right-hand side. He clips it forwards to Pearce. It's headed on.
Oh.
Ellis has got to be composed and is. Ewan rolls it out to Jack Moore. Moore with a bit of space to bring it forwards. Gives it to Lalkovic. One-on-one with Ewan Murray here. He goes inside and gives it to Taylor O'Kane. O'Kane passing to the feet of Carr. Gives it to Max Wilson.
Chance, right-hand side, Lalkovic. Oh, still alive for Chorley. Afternoon, Keys. Hope you're okay. Join us last 10 minutes, as you say. Chester 3, Chorley 2.
O'Kane, it's a misplaced pass. Ellis just sends it forwards. Calvary can't win it.
Calvary there. He's caught, and the referee was allowed play to go on for a minute there. I don't know what he's thinking. Daniel Tattersall, the physio, trundles his way on, and Telford 8 goals in front away at Curzon Ashton. Well, I know Curzon don't get many supporters, Ewan, but I wonder how many of them will be left come full time.
Yeah, I think Bury played Telford away in the Manchester Cup on the weekend, and I'm 99% sure that the away side brought more fans than the home team.
8-0. That must be a record. It must be getting on towards a record. 8-0.
And Telford will obviously be looking to try and take that momentum into a long-awaited FA Trophy tie on Tuesday away at Hornchurch.
Like Carverley, up and okay. I think he's just spat. And he's walking with Daniel Tattersall, so hopefully he's okay to continue. Matt Swift, one of the coaches, has just put a substitution slip in, I think. So I don't know if he is going to be okay to continue. I think he is.
He is holding his head, though, when he's walking a bit.
He's asking to come back on, so Carverley will be okay to carry on. Long ball from Irwin towards Warren Clark. He heads it towards Tom Carr. He's putting Tom Leake under pressure, and he hoofs it out of the stadium. 86 minutes gone, and Andy Priest feels now is the time to bring on Jack Griffiths, Ewan.
We've seen Jack get a few minutes in games around this time. I think they might actually wait for this throw to be taken first.
Clark up towards Ellis, flicked on by him, on by O'Kane, behind.
They're going to make the change now. Yep. Just Warren Clark
Clark's
off.
going to make way.
Interesting to see what Jack can do.
Warren, steady Eddie, isn't he, Ewan? He always puts in a shift. I feel like he struggled a little bit after he took that knot. 11. Felt like he struggled a little bit after he came off. Sorry, he was caught.
Yeah.
But Griffiths now opportunity to really make an impact here.
It's a fresher pair of legs further up the pitch. And when you're chasing a game, could be the all-important thing. O'Kane with a good
picks
turn.
it up. Touches a little bit loose, and he's nicked the ball off him. Calverley then finds direction of Lalkovic, but gives the ball away.
It's a hopeful ball, followed by Shrimpson.
Filed have taken the lead once more against Scarborough.
I think Ewan Murray's just gone down there with a bit of cramp from halfway.
169 Chorley supporters in attendance this afternoon, Ewan. I think we have to say that's a really good effort from Chorley. Declan Weeks has been chosen as the man of the match for this afternoon by the match sponsor here at Chester.
Don't think that can be really argued with, to be fair.
Tough to argue. I mean, it's not ended up as things stand being the match winner, but you feel like of the goals today, that certainly a goal worthy of winning any game at this level. Now, what I will say is that we are headed towards the 89th minute, and there has been a stoppage there in play. I think it was Ewan Murray who was down, and you imagine that will only add to a bit of late drama, and that we'll probably see a few extra minutes added on at the end of the 90.
Well, there was also a flare that came onto the pitch as well, so...
I'm surprised if there's anything less than 5 or 6. O'Kane's got it, right-hand side, driving towards the penalty area, just didn't get the rub of the green there, and Ellis this time puts his foot through it. Then Kelly Evans, the goal scorer, puts his foot through it. Scott Wilson heads down and
Evans going to come off his line.
Trying to turn to be the provider and set Tom Pearce on his way. Oh, and Scott Wilson there trying to find Adam Henley. We just weren't on the same wavelength, to put it
Nice.
bluntly worthy.
It's just poor again, really. I don't think Willow picked his head up there. He just passed it, assuming that Henley was going to be there when Henley had pushed forwards.
Declan Weeks trying to rally his troops, if you will. The captain of the side barking out orders. Festus Arthur, a big shout, 8 added minutes. 8. So we said, didn't we, Ewan? We think there'll be a few added. Well, 8.
Well, yeah, you had a flare on the pitch. You had Warren Clark go down. You just had Ewan Murray go down. So I'm not overly surprised. Jack Moore gives it to Taylor O'Kane. It's a bit of a loose pass from O'Kane, but it does go back to Moore.
Danny
Back into O'Kane.
Again for AFC File. Jack Griffiths, his first touch of the game. Bit of space opening up for Griffiths. He wants to hit it. He goes instead, carrying the ball instead, finds Lalkovic. So Kane's in a bit of space. Space to run into the number 15. Now Scott Wilson. Queuing up Chorley. Calverley. He's run himself into the ground. He's caught. And Chester going to come away with it here. Mark Ellis is going to...
Ellis comes across well and gives it back to Irwin.
Adam Blakeman's going to come on as well for Chorley.
Diagonal ball by Jack Moore. It's going to be headed away by Leap. Ellis wins his header. Scott Wilson now sends it forwards. Griffiths got to push it back and he wins a free kick.
He's given the free kick.
Blakeman's going to come on. And he comes for Henley. And you'd imagine Blakeman's first introduction into this game is going to be taking this free kick just in front of us here, about halfway into the Chester half.
Blakeman swings the ball over. Deep there, Mark Ellis is free. Gets on it, shouts for a handball. Ellis is the only one really leading that charge. Jack Moore's now got it, finds only a Chester player. Chester, though, giving the ball away cheaply, and surely have got a throw. Taken quickly down the line towards Griffiths.
More
the ball
deep
in
cross.
very deep. Wilson's there at the back stick. Heads it. Headed towards the goal, and Calverley can't get on the end of it. Oh, it's still alive, though. Calverley's held onto the ball brilliantly. Back to Jack Moore. The game's on a knife edge here. Chester. Body's on the line. Need to clear it here. The ball's being carried a long, long way from Chorley. They've got a corner kick.
Blakeman's gone over to the far side to take this corner. It's got to be a good one at this stage of the game.
It has to be. Absolutely spot on. And if anyone can deliver a ball, it's Blakeman. Here it comes. Swung in very deep. Punched into his own net by the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's punched the ball into his own net, and it's 3-3. George Murray-Jones has punched the ball into his own goal. And after all that, it's Chester 3, Chorley 3. What on earth has gone on there?
Well, I think that makes up for Ibbottson's miss earlier on. I'll tell you that. Murray-Jones has just sunk into the corner of his net. Well, what on earth has just happened there? I'm not too sure. It's a really, really good ball in, to be fair, by Blakeman. He's put Murray Jones on the spot. He's gone to punch it, and he's sort of hit it. The fact that he's hit the ball with a bit of backspin, it's spun over his head and gone into the goal. What an unbelievable way for Chorley to get back into it, but they are level.
I've been in football for a long time, since I can remember watching games, and especially watching a game live. I can never remember seeing a goal live quite as wild as that.
I mean, you say maybe justice has been done for Chorley. They had a really unfortunate goal against him in the first half. The ball came off the post, hit Matt Owen, and then eventually trickled over the line. But Murray Jones, my word,
You said,
he's
didn't
got
we,
to be
before the
furious with
game,
himself.
Ewan, about this game might not be a classic. Well, I think this one has to go down as a bit of a classic, not necessarily for all the right reasons, but 3-3, there's been clear-cut chances to win the game for both teams, and if it's to end 3-piece, I would say a fair result. But wow, how some of those goals could have been prevented, and how almost that surely, it's easy to say, oh, well, if this happened and if that happened, but 3 each, I think, to be honest, it's a fair result as things stand.
But you've got to say now, Chorley, the Chester players look shook. There's an opportunity now for Chorley to just go up and try and really force an issue and maybe get a winner.
I mean, like you say, 3 minutes of the 8 left, and surely now, in front of the supporters, have got the ball just past halfway with a throw and an opportunity, maybe, to go and get the winner. We said, didn't we, at 2 each, it was anyone's to go and win, and surely, free kick opportunity. We know the strength from set plays. We've heard about Chester's struggles from defending set pieces. Could this be one, Ewan, that's written in the stars? Blakeman over it.
If I'm Adam Blakeman here, I'm putting it right on Murray Jones. So I'm telling Mark Ellis, get in line with Murray Jones and just run it in.
Blakeman, here he comes, swings it in towards the penalty area, headed by Arthur. It's going to come back to Blakeman. He swings it back in towards the area, headed away by Arthur. Calverley's caught. Oh, he looked like it was slight nick on it, maybe, but not too big of an appeal for a penalty.
Yeah.
Calverley,
Chester defended it quite well there on the edge of the box.
A little bit of a nick, but the referee wasn't interested. And to be fair, there wasn't an almighty appeal from the Chorley players and the Chorley staff in the dugout for it. Chorley, again, though, have possession of the ball. Minute and 15 seconds of the 8 left. Chorley have possession again, driving towards the edge of the area. Lalkovic versus Kelly Evans. Blakeman again puts the ball up towards the back post, headed away by Tom Leake, and Motley Henry just says, we need to get that ball up the field, and puts his foot through it.
It's another throw for Chorley. I assume this may be some of the last action of the game here as Mark Ellis has gone down.
Southport have nicked it at the death against Bedford Town, and Kidderminster from 2 goals down have pinched it. Pinched the point at home. Liverpool have drawn 1-1 against Burnley, and eventually there the referee's given a free kick. Murray Jones hits it long, headed away by Ellis. Griffiths goes up for it. Motley Henry's got it, puts the ball over the top, flags up.
It's offside.
What a great finish from Tom Pearce, but the flag had long gone up. I mean, if that had been the match winner, I'd have ripped my hat off and thrown it into the field of play. But I mean, that technically is it, isn't it? That's
yeah.
The 8.5 played.
I can see him letting it go maybe another minute, possibly, just due to the goal being scored.
Matt Irwin take his time, kicks it, and that will be the full-time whistle here at the Diva Stadiums, and boos ring around the ground at Callum McIntyre, the Chester manager. Ewan, catch your breath. What a game of football.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some of the strangest goals you probably will ever see on a football pitch today, but in the end, I do think a draw is probably a fair result for both sides. Both teams coming to the game 12th and 13th in the table, and it looks as though it were two teams with very, very similar seasons so far, battling out on the pitch. Chorley came from behind 3 times in the end to draw 3-3, and in the end, I think Andy Priest and his side will be quite happy to come away with the point here.
I think what I'd say, though, is a big, big positive from Chorley's point of view is the fact that, as you mentioned there, that, that if you can come from behind 3 times and get a point on the road at Chester, then you've done a really good job. People have mentioned about Chorley's away record this year not being probably what we'd like it to be, but a point away at Chester under any circumstances is a really good result. Thanks very much, Jeff. We'll leave it there, everyone. Hope you all have a really good weekend and have enjoyed tuning in. It's been a fantastic game to watch. Hopefully it sounded as good as it was for us to watch. Take care, everyone. We'll be back next weekend, finally, after 24 days, back at home to host Darlington. Take care, everyone. Speak soon, and thanks.